Hey everybody, welcome to my first Honky Tonk happy hour. Good to have you here. Cheers everybody. Without any further ado, I'd like to play a little Ooh Las Vegas. Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Every time I'm in your crystal city, I know you're gonna make a wreck out of me. First time I lose a drink whiskey, second time I lose a drink gin, third time I lose a drink anything, 'cause I think I'm gonna win. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Every time I'm in your crystal city, I know you're gonna make a wreck out of me. Spend all night with the dealer, trying to get ahead. Spend all day at the Holiday Inn, trying to get out of bed. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Every time I'm in your crystal city, I know you're gonna make a wreck out of me. Well, the Queen of Spades is a friend of mine. The Queen of Hearts is a bitch. Someday when I clean up my mind, I'll find out which is which. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Ooh, Las Vegas ain't no place for a poor boy like me. Every time I'm in your crystal city, I know you're gonna make a wreck out of me. Ooh, Las Vegas, made famous by Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris, of course. Good to be with y'all. Great to see all those people saying hello on the chat there. I'd say hi to all of you, but that'd be a lot of hellos. All right, you may have noticed I have this new toy, which I only have two cameras to work with thus far, but I have my phone and my DSLR hooked up to this software, and I have a Bluetooth foot switch that allows me to do hands-free switching between the two cameras and to the opening scene. So I'm excited to get more cameras and make this show a little bit more dynamic, and just, you know, do gags where I talk to the different camera and whatnot. So that's my fun $80 toy that I bought the other day. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. All right, I'm gonna play a song. I'm gonna play a song that I played on the brunch show the other day, but I just have such a good time, playing this sad song that I'm gonna do it again, even though it's a relatively recent repeat, and it's called "Heaven Was a Drink of Wine." Merle Haggard. That psycho, that psychologist, asked me about my drinking ways. Every question that he asked me all related to my childhood days. But if the truth was known, I never took the drinking long as she was mine. She was mine. But when she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. That good doctor said, look at all these ink spots and tell me what you see. Could I help it if they all look like a big old broken hearts to me? Everyone in Milwaukee, they'll tell you old Deano ain't the drinking kind. But when she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. Get back, go on and leave me alone. Can't you see that you can't help a man that's too far gone? Hey, good doctor, I got something you can't find in my mind. When she left me, I went to hell, and heaven was a drink of wine. Hey, good doctor, heaven was a drink of wine. Merle Haggard, Heaven Was a Drink of Wine. Now I can get rid of these lyrics. I don't have many that I'm going to use lyrics for. Most of these I've played an awful lot of times before. So what's next on my list? How's everybody doing? What's everybody drinking? Partway through the show, I'm going to show you Dean's recipe for a classic Manhattan, which really is just the recipe for a classic Manhattan, because this isn't going to make it through this entire show. What's song number 3? All right, here's one of mine. That ain't right. Let's try it again. We met in one of them small town bars, so quaint it don't seem real. We bonded over whiskeys, tequila sealed the deal. Though I lean lefty, and I don't just mean Frizzell, I'm in love with a red state girl. I'm in love with a red state girl. Blue must be the color of the blues, as George would say. And I'm living in a blue state if I don't see red every day. She's my little wingnut, and I'm her big snowflake. I'm in love with a red state girl. I'm in love with a red state girl. We don't watch the cable news, don't even get me started. We don't read the comment threads, we just end up broken hearted. In spite of our differences, we get along, it's not that hard. We both love our country with fiddle and steel guitar. And all the hate just disappears like bubbles in my beer. I'm in love with a red state girl. I'm in love with a red state girl. I really mean it. I'm in love with a red state girl. I didn't say redneck. I'm in love with a red state girl. A tune to hum as you watch all these people on cable news shows with their touchscreen maps, turning everything from red to blue and blue to red and scaring the shit out of you. Is it close? Is it on a razor's edge? Will it be a landslide? Who can say? Where am I at now? Song number 4. All right. This one I need lyrics for as well. Where are we at here? So this is a song by the great Leuven Brothers, a song that the Waco Brothers, other brothers, used to play. I'm going to capo for this one. Why not? Let's get luxurious. Boy, that don't sound good, does it? Well, you'll forgive me if this is slightly out of tune. Make it more authentic. Do you fear this man's invention that they call atomic power? Are we all in great confusion? Do we know the time or hour when a terrible explosion may rain down upon our land, leaving horrible destruction blotting out the works of man? Are you ready for that great atomic power? Will you rise and meet your Savior in the end? Will you shout or will you cry when the fire rains from on high? Are you ready for that great atomic power? There is one way to escape. Be prepared to meet the Lord. Give your heart and soul to Jesus. He will be your shield and sword. He will surely stand beside you, and you'll never taste of death. For your soul will fly to safety and eternal peace and rest. Are you ready for that great atomic power? Will you rise and meet your Savior in the end? Will you shout or will you cry when the fire rains from on high? Are you ready for that great atomic power? There's an army who can conquer all the enemy's great bands. It's a regiment of Christians guided by the Savior's hand. When the mushroom of destruction falls in all its fury great, God will surely save his children from that awful, awful fate. Are you ready for that great atomic power? Will you rise and meet your Savior in the end? Will you ye shatter, will ye cry when the fire rains from on high? Are you ready for that great atomic power? Are you ready for that great atomic power? I'm sorry to bring a little Sunday morning into the happy hour show, but that one, back in the early days of the Wacos when we were just a cover band, and we played a lot of gigs at places like Augenblick in Chicago, a little neighborhood tavern run by groovy people. That one went down real good. People liked a little bit of gospel with their drinking. All right, now I'm gonna actually tune this thing up. So, what's new in the pandemic world? It's still hard to get toilet paper, which surprises me. One would have thought the toilet paper industry would have stepped up, and that our stores would be just have mountains of toilet paper. And for whatever reason, compared to early in the pandemic, we seem to be going through a lot more toilet paper in our household these days. It seems to not last as long. And I don't know, I guess the more this pandemic wears on, the more full of shit I become. As evidenced by the shows that you all watch. Let's see, what's song number 5 here? Song number 5 is another one that I've written. And my lovely sweetheart, Jo, informed me that this relative of hers that I used as the namesake of the song, that I actually spelled her name wrong, and I can't really remember the... Yeah, we got some biscuit in the background. I can't remember the correct spelling of the name Merlin, but I had to write a song called Merlin because I was so fascinated by the southern, notion that there's a female version of each male name, Merlin, Earline, that sort of thing. It's not really all that much about her relatives, but they do get their characteristics do get some shout outs in here. So Joe's genuinely East Texas, kind of crazy, almost borderline Cajun. So you don't want to mess with her. Merlin. People say the woman is half crazy, with her snuff, her cola, and Jim Beam. But no one really knows who pulled the trigger. I got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. Tank of gasoline to keep me moving, to keep me warm, a can of kerosene. But when there's nothing left to burn but alcohol, I got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. So as I leave the old world in ruin, all lit up like an oil refinery, in my head there's a beautiful somewhere. I got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. Got my mind set on Merlin. Merlin. Okay, Joe and I are. Oh well, okay. I almost got it right. But you know, the song hasn't been recorded yet, so I can spell it with a U, or I can spell it like Merlin, like it is there. You know, it's nothing set in stone at this point, so I can correct the error of my ways. Manhattan, man. All right. What's song number 6? All right. Here's another one that I'm gonna capo just to. In the old days, the Waco Brothers wrote a lot of songs in the key of G. Now that I've started using a capo regularly, I just capo so I play every song as if I'm playing it in G. Makes life a lot simpler. This is a Merle Travis song. This is known amongst the Waco Brothers as the string changing song. So we have a couple of these. When I forget the one that John plays when I break a string, but this is the one we play when John breaks a string. And you know, typically John or I will have our string replaced and have joined back in the song by the time the song ends, because we're professionals. Actually, if we were professionals, we'd have a rack of guitars and just switch guitars, but we're too cheap and lazy to do that. 9-pound hammer. This 9-pound hammer is a little too heavy for my size, honey, for my size. This is buzzing like crazy here. Let's see if I can do better than that. This 9-pound hammer is a little too heavy for my size, honey, for my size. I'm going up the mountain, gonna see my baby, but I ain't coming back. Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Now it's a long way to Harlan, it's a long way to Hazard, just to get a little brew, just to get a little brew. Now when I'm long gone, you can make my tombstone out of number 9 coal, out of number 9 coal. Roll on, buddy, don't you roll so slow. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Yeah. Buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Roll on, buddy, pull a load of coal. How can I roll when the wheels won't go? Said, how can I roll when the wheels won't go? Said, how can I roll when the wheels won't go? The 9-pound hammer, Merle Travis, famous for inventing a style of picking which is called Travis picking, which I have yet to master, despite years of off and on saying, I'm going to figure out how to Travis pick, and it never really works out for me, so I just strum along like I usually do. Well, my drink's about empty, so I don't know whether this will be a regular feature of the show or not, because I'm far from a mixologist, but I do enjoy making a nice cocktail. So I'm going to show you how I make a Manhattan. You start out, if you're on your second one, you start out by eating the cherry that was put in there, because you're not going to let that go to waste. All right, so let me put my guitar down here. Now we're gonna fill a rocks glass with some rocks. Yeah, that's right. I have an ice bucket here. Not only do I have an ice bucket here, but I have an awesome ice bucket that I found at a thrift store that is a kind of 50s ice bucket with an anodized aluminum top to it and this cool cool shape to it. So I love my ice bucket. Now, I'm going to encourage you, if you don't do this when you make cocktails at home, to measure things. There's a reason why bartenders measure things. There's a reason why there are recipes for things. Because they taste better if they're in the right proportions. So we're going to start out with 2 ounces of Old Overholt rye whiskey. You can choose the rye or bourbon of your choice for a Manhattan. Old Overholt is my go-to when I'm feeling cheap. Here in the States, I know we have some Canadian viewers out there, but here in the States, Old Overholt sells for about $21 a liter or something like that. And it's tasty, and it's kind of a standard value rye whiskey for bartenders. Then we're going to go with Dolan Vermouth. So Dolan Vermouth, there are cheaper vermouths out there, but Dolan's not terribly expensive. And we're going to add about anywhere between 3/4 and 1 ounce of Dolan, depending on your taste. Obviously, a little more will make the drink a little sweeter, a little less will make it not so sweet. And what's in this little eyedropper bottle? It's pure LSD. No, it's actually bitters, but it's a kind of expensive bitters from a company in Germany called The Bitter Truth that makes this fantastic bitters called Bogart's Bitters that is a reproduction of the original cocktail bitters. And I love it. But it's pretty potent, so you don't really need much of it. It adds a lot of flavor with a couple little squirts there. A little more powerful and a little richer than Angostura, which is kind of the standard. I discovered these recently. Traverse City Whiskey Company Premium Cocktail cherries. And they're kind of like halfway between a really great, American cocktail cherry and Luxardo. They have that sort of rich, meaty texture that Luxardo has, but they're not quite as exotic tasting as Luxardo. So we're going to top that off with one of those. Stir that up a little bit with our cocktail stirrer here. Now the syrup kind of sticks to the cocktail stirrer. Well, we're not going to let that go to waste, are we? And there you have it. A perfectly proportioned Manhattan, a classic cocktail. So I don't know why I'm doing this. Next thing you know, I'm going to be trying to teach you how to bake bread or something. Let's get back to what I do even more mediocre than tell you how to make cocktails. Play music. Let's see, what song number? Okay, here's another one of mine. I'm sticking with the Honky Tonk Happy Hour. I thought I'd stick with things that are, twangy. So I will include songs that I've written, but I'm not going to do the rockier stuff from the Waco's canon. Just the stuff where we tried to pretend we were a country band. This is not a Waco Brothers song, though. This is yet to be released, but has gained a song has gained some reputation among my followers. Thank you. It's called Evil Twin. My evil twin has been seen at the tavern making poor decisions, setting bridges on fire. My evil twin says out loud what I only think, never turns down another drink, making memories to forget. He's a good for nothing ne'er-do-well. Is it him? Is it me? No one can tell. Each morning I wake up full of fear as I wonder who's had the latest run-in with my evil twin. When he's home and sober, God bless his heart. No one can tell us two apart. Each morning I wonder what he got into last night. Picked the wrong bed, the wrong fight. My evil twin. When will I finally be done in by my evil twin? Evil twin. Song about the days when we all hung out in bars. Well, actually, in my neck of the woods, people are still hanging out in bars, which would explain why everyone's dying in my neck of the woods. There you have it. Happy hour. All right. Here's another song that the Waco Brothers do. When the Waco Brothers first started, I didn't have a whole lot of country music in my collection, and I worked at a record label in Chicago called Wax Trax, and there was a guy there named Andy Dunkley, an English guy who had been in the music business so long he got promos sent to him from everywhere, from major labels and stuff. And I stole a CD from him that was a collection of country music called Hillbilly Music, Thank God, which was curated by Marshall Crenshaw, and it was all Capitol Records country music mostly from the 50s and 60s. And this was a song on that compilation recorded by a band called the Milo Twins, who I've never heard anything else that they've ever done. But it was probably Marshall Crenshaw, trying to throw a real rarity in there. And it's a song about marrying an older woman for her money, then killing her. And it's called... It's called Johnson to Jones. Change your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones, 'cause I'm tired of living all alone. Now all the gals in town think I'm the hottest guy around. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. Although you're nearly 65 and I'll soon be 23, you got the license in your hand, let's go find that preacher man. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. We'll go on our honeymoon out west where nature's all in bloom. Before you take that last look, don't forget your checkbook. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. 'Cause I'm tired of living all alone. Now all the gals in town think I'm the hottest guy around. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. Yeah, I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. 'Cause I'm tired of living all alone. Now all the gals in town think I'm the hottest guy around. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. I changed your name from Miss Johnson to Mrs. Jones. Got to remember to use my two cameras, right? I've forgotten about them all this time. There's too many things, too few limbs, you know, to operate it all on a consistent basis, I guess. All right. Johnson to Jones. From a song about, humorous song about killing a older woman for her money, I'm going to go to another Merle song, that also one that I did on my brunch, but it's a song that I love very, very dearly. A song about having your girlfriend drown in a river. But unlike the tradition in country music, the narrator of the story didn't actually drown his girlfriend in the river. It was the river's fault, not his in this instance. So he claims anyway. I'll never swim Kern River again. It was there that I met her, there that I lost my best friend. I live in the mountains, I drifted up here with the wind. I may drown in still water, but I'll never swim Kern River again. I was born in an oil town, but my gusher, it never came in. And the river was a boundary where my darling and I used to swim. One night the current, it swept her away. Now I live on Lake Shasta. Lake Shasta is where I will stay. I'll never swim Kern River again. It was there that I met her, there that I lost my best friend. I live in the mountains, I drifted up here with the wind. I may drown in still water, but I'll never swim Kern River again. Now the South San Joaquin, where the seeds of the Dust Bowl are found, there's a place called Mount Whitney where the mighty Kern River runs down. Now it ain't deep or wide, but it's a mean piece of water, my friend. I may pass on the highway, I'll never swim Kern River again. I'll never swim Kern River again. It was there that I met her, there that I lost my best friend. I live in the mountains, I drifted up here with the wind. I may drown in still water, but I'll never swim Kern River again. I may drown in still water, but I'll never swim Kern River again. Oh yeah, that'll cheer you up, won't it? Happy hour. You know what I do. Kind of nearing the end of this program here. I got a few more for you. So this is a song off the Waco Brothers' Freedom and Weep album that I wrote. I didn't write the whole album. I wrote some of the songs on the album, about half maybe. And this song was written during the George W. Bush administration, and it sort of imagines George W. Bush speeding by as a auto union worker looks on and contemplates the irony that the safety and comfort in which the president is riding in, the vehicle that he's in, kind of represents the very same thing that he's trying to destroy: good union jobs, etc., etc. It's an issue that's still with us today. All right. See my reflection in a Lincoln Town car. Long black car rolls slowly by. I wonder if you're looking in my direction with those angry squinting eyes. That's a lot of horses under that hood, son. That's a lot of power in one place. That's the pride of Detroit, the pride of workers that keeps you warm and keeps you safe. Sweet, sweet revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. As the car gets further up that hill, I wonder where we're headed next. 'Cause where we go together. Some will pull, some will get dragged. See my reflection in a Lincoln Town car. Long black car rolls slowly by. I wonder if you're looking in my direction with those angry squinting eyes. Sweet, sweet revenge. Sweet, sweet revenge. Lincoln Town car. Trying to not get all that political in the Honky Tonk happy hour, because we're all supposed to just be getting together, having a drink, having a good time, right? Maybe trying to ignore all that crap for a little while. But it does seem to me like a quaint olden days time when we thought that George W. Bush was the most evil guy in the world. All right, I got a couple more for you. This is a George Jones classic. I cannot play the Honky Tonk Happy Hour without playing a George Jones song. And this is a far more positive song than anything you've heard tonight. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Share all my dreams with me. I need you so. In life we search, and some of us find. I've searched for you a long, long time. And now that I've found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Walk through this world with me. Go where I go. Share all my dreams with me. I need you so. And now that I've found you, new horizons I see. Come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Yeah, come take my hand and walk through this world with me. Isn't that a lot more pleasant? All right, I'm looking at my time here. I want the Honky Tonk Happy Hour to be an hour, and I only had one more song on my set list here. But I guess I got to play more because there's like 10 minutes, and I don't have any 10-minute songs. I mean, I'm not Yes, for God's sake. I mean, I wish I was Yes. I wish I, as a single person, could be the entire band that is Yes, especially Rick Wakeman with a wizard outfit on, which was my, ultimate goal when I was 13 years old. So, no, I do not know how to play Roundabout. Sorry, I can't play Roundabout. All right. I'm gonna play some more songs of mine then. If it's gonna be extended, it's gonna be about me, damn it. And let's see here, some songs. I don't know. Maybe I should grab these. Grab this stack of lyrics here. Here's a good one. I'm gonna throw all that apolitical bullshit I said to you out the window and do one that I haven't really done on my show very many times, surprisingly not. But it's a good one to do right about now. Let's send this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. We can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. We'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Well, I don't care if you're poor or rich. You're better off without Don and Mitch. I don't care if you're rich or poor. It's time to show these bigots the door. Well, whoever you sleep with that night, however you identify, whichever bathroom that you use if you've been singing the Red State Blues. Well, let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. We can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. We'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Send this crazy nightmare, let's vote the bastards out. Well, your color makes no difference to me. You might be a refugee. No matter what language you speak, I'm singing about your country. Liberals, progressives, moderates, there are more of us than the rest. Man of the cloth or atheist, we're taking back our country. Well, let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Or we can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. Well, we'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Well, let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Yeah, let's do it. That was, if any of you watched my morning shows when I was kind of doing all these songs like that, that was one that I had written with the intention of busking during the Democratic National Convention. And that obviously never happened. So let's see if they're all right. Let me do another one off the latest Ramblin' Deano album, Kill the Truth. And I appreciate your tips and your subscriptions. You can go to my website, DeanSchlabowskiMusic.com, and subscribe to me at various levels. You will not get a tote bag or a mug. But I also would appreciate you going to my Bandcamp page and buying the new album if you haven't. But I'm preaching to the choir here. Anyway, you're all too busy arguing whether Ford was a demon or not at this point. But don't make me make another cocktail. All right, this song is dedicated to Roger Stone. Speaking of evil people, and basically it reflects my feeling and hope that a fucking utter evil asshole like him, who spent his whole life in this egotistical, fantasy land, thinking like he was some sort of puppet master. His contribution to life really means almost nothing. So it's called a footnote, perhaps. It's more than a small comfort to know that the cruel old men who never seem to pay have never known any kind of joy beyond the momentary thrill of the power play. Every sinister plot, every tug on the strings will disintegrate with your diseased old brain. Every cleverly bitter turn of a phrase, not etched in stone, a footnote perhaps. Though only time can fade the stain, your contribution to a world gone mad, there is some justice 'Cause somewhere deep down there's a terror in being such a sad little man. Every sinister plot, every tug on the strings will disintegrate with your diseased old brain. Every cleverly bitter turn of a phrase not etched in stone, a footnote perhaps. Okay. Chad has made a request. Something that I'm capable of playing. Well, if you don't change your mind, darling, I'll change it for you. And if you don't really mind, darling, I'll take it from here. There's no use resisting, we're coming your way. We've been confined for an eternity. Gonna roll into this sleepy town. Gonna turn this motel upside down. Yeah, if you don't change your mind, darling, I'll change it for you. And if you don't really mind, darling, I'll take it from here. The old men are smiling across the road. Makes them feel like they're in the know. You complained about this dusty town. Well, you got your law in order now. Yeah, if you don't change your mind, darling, I'll change it for you. And if you don't really mind, darling, I'll take it from here. Change your mind, darling, I'll change it for you. And if you don't really mind, darling, I'll take it from here. Well, if you don't really mind, darling, I'll change it for you. And if you don't really mind, darling, I'll take it from here. This is why I don't use effects pedals, because I just totally get lost and totally screw up everything I'm playing and singing when I'm trying to use my foot to do something. So the camera switching is what I'm going to blame all that mess on. But all right, I'm gonna play one more to wrap it up here. Same era. Well, I slipped out the back door as the ambulance arrived. I would have liked to told them my story, but I know I would have lied. So I pawned my sister's diamond ring and got on the Greyhound's back. I figured with a little leeway I might just get on track, and I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. And I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. By the time I got to Chicago, I thought I had something to sell. But the deal fell through as they always do. Say la vie, what the hell? And every time I think of my baby working in that old coal mine, I feel so doggone guilty, I almost changed my mind. And I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. And I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. And I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. Just trying to stay out of harm's way. Just trying to stay out of harm's way. And I'm just trying to stay out of harm's way. I'm in the deep cloud of wonder, thick as the blood in my veins. It's a spell I've been under, running around in my brain like headlights through the mountains in the rain. All my senses playing tricks, making me think that you're here. I smell your body, taste your skin. I look out and you disappear. Speak your name and wonder if you can hear. Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Now there are times when I'm just driving, smelling sweet summer air, like a flash of distant lightning, faint as a wisp of your hair. Is it a memory or are you calling from somewhere? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Well, there's so much more to life than we can touch and see. There's a lie, baby, in the middle of belief. Now I know that connection as well as I know my own name. But tonight, the only question is whether you're feeling the same. Well, I could call you and know for sure, but I kinda like riding on this mystery train. Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Do you think
When you're all alone and you're miles from home, do you think about me? Yeah. Or do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me?
Thank you so much, everybody. Great to have you all here. Great to see the excitement in the comment thread there. I don't know. Maybe we should do this crap on Zoom. There aren't that many of us, right? It'd be fun to actually be able to hear what you have to say. You know, I'll be here on Sunday. As always, I'll be here on Thursday from now on, always. It doesn't look like this thing's going away anytime soon where I'm sitting. So I need to be in your living room. Love you all. Have a great night. And I'll see you on Sunday morning. Bye-bye.